any extreme would take you 2 hours, 2 hours and 15 minutes, so it's not, but at the same time, PEI is not an overly populated province. It's only got 125 people living there, so, you know, we can't...
125,000.
Yes.
John Paul beginning the 25-minute Popemobile drive from the Moncton Airport to the cathedral here in downtown Moncton. And there's part of that crowd gathered at the Moncton Airport.
It'd be interesting to know whether the crowds, basically a week ago, the organizers were sort of diminishing to some degree, or they had some uncertainty in terms of the number of people that would be participating. But I think it's interesting to note that although yesterday the official organizer weren't giving very precise numbers, from the sort of feeling that we were getting yesterday in Moncton was that it was going to be a good participation, that people were really going to come out in different areas, different activities to see the Pope, to hear what he had to say. I think it's got a very religious importance for a lot of the Catholics in New Brunswick and also the ones from PEI and other parts of the province that would be coming. So in that sense, I think it's going to be a good day for the people that came out. I'm sure as he's done through the whole visit that the Pope will have very interesting things to say to the people of New Brunswick. I'm just looking outside, and the spirit of the people, even with a bit of rain, seems to be fairly jovial, and I think it's an indication of their anticipation of seeing the Pope and hearing what he's going to have to say.
Pope about 20 minutes away now from the cathedral here in downtown Moncton, and as you can see, a lot of people at the airport. In spite of the weather there, the Pope will be happy to know that the weather downtown is not as bad, at least it's certainly not as rainy as it is out there right now, and not as foggy. But it has not seemed to have been a problem here at all. A good-sized crowd at the airport area, and the Pope reacting to the crowd with that familiar wave. There you can see the streets line. This really the DF area, the small community just outside of Moncton near the airport.
The DF, Peter, is the most concentration of Acadians living in this general area of the province. It's basically a town of about 10,000 people, where about 95% of the people living there. It's basically a suburb of Moncton, but it's a very francophone Acadian area of the greater Moncton area. The other thing that's interesting is I'm looking outside and seeing a lot of people. Being a small community, basically Moncton is the size of, just about 45,000 population. New Brunswick being so much of a small province, I see people talking to each other, and like it's friends and family. I'm just looking outside, I know at least 10 or 12 people that, they're acquaintances and so on and so forth. So in that sense, I think the fact that people have a sort of an easygoing relationship amongst each other, I think is also a fairly interesting sight in terms of the topic of the visit today, which is community. Mm-hmm. I think we're seeing a lot of the communities out on the street right now.
Mm-hmm. The drive from the airport just outside Moncton into downtown Moncton for the services here at the Our Lady of the Assumption Cathedral. And as I mentioned, the drive will take about another 20 minutes. And during that period of time, for us, an opportunity to reflect a little on Catholics in this province and just what the papal tour means for them. You met earlier Keith Bogue, one of our reporters from Fredericton. He has prepared for us to look at New Brunswick and the Catholic community here. Here's his report.
Moncton is a bicultural city, half English, half Acadian French. The Acadians make up a majority of New Brunswick's 300,000 Roman Catholics. Most of them live in northern New Brunswick, but it's here in Moncton where the institutions of Acadian society are found. Institutions like the University of Moncton, which is providing the new leaders of Acadian society. Assumption Square, the centerpiece of downtown Moncton and the symbol of the economic power of Acadians. And, of course, the church. Moncton is the archdiocese of the Roman Catholic Church in New Brunswick. The church has always been the strongest influence on the development of Acadian culture. The Pope's visit here will last only about 7 hours. Making all the arrangements for that 7-hour visit, though, has taken nearly a year.
We have to have somewhere here